The most disastrous opening ceremony in history with accusations of insulting religion. Athletes complained because the meal is only vegetables. No meat. Swimming assistant triathlon cancelled due to pollution of the Seine River and thought it was the Lich River. All the questions, the ridicule and even the indignation are directed towards the Paris Olympics. Is this the splendid Paris, the rich and beautiful France? International friends are feeling extremely confused about the poor organization of the host country. This is the World Cultural Festival, not some kind of husband and wife health festival or village sports festival. These jokes, the dramas that keep breaking out, are increasingly turning the Paris Olympics into a farce. And none other than this, the image of France is becoming more and more ugly in the eyes of audiences and fans around the world. Without further ado, in today's video, let's review with me all the painful dramas of the Paris Olympics. And before going into the video, don't forget to leave a like and a follow for the Bilibili Band Thai team. First of all, the controversy surrounding the disastrous opening ceremony of the 2024 Paris Olympics is still the most talked about topic and shows no signs of cooling down. Dancers, cross-dressers, transgender models and even a naked singer lying on a table. All of this created a highly controversial scene in the performance simulating Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting The Last Supper. The idea from the organizers is understandable, but their way of doing it is full of vulgar stories. Many viewers believe that this performance clearly intends to offend billions of Catholics around the world. Not stopping there, the opening ceremony also had a scene where three dancers made a door-closing gesture. Many Catholic organizations have strongly condemned these performances. Even the French Bishops' Conference has declared it a mockery that hurts Catholics. The upshot of all this summer fun is that for the first time in history, the opening ceremony video of an Olympic Games was removed from the official Olympic YouTube channel. Sponsors fled en masse after the disastrous ceremony of the organizing committee, and the topic of the Olympic opening video disappearing also attracted more than 500 million hits on China's largest social network, Weibo. That was exactly a shame. Nothing more, nothing less. For the host country France, the opening ceremony had so many flaws that people could never finish talking about it. When the Korean sports delegation walked along the Seine River during the opening ceremony, the organizing committee introduced this as the sports delegation of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. No one expected that such a simple mistake could happen in a major sports event like the Olympics, and yet a French TV show made everyone laugh to tears because of confusing the Korean national flag. It's not a normal mistake, but this is even a version of the combined flag between Korea and Japan. Back to the opening ceremony, the controversy escalated with the incident where the organizing committee hung the Olympic flag upside down. The Olympic flag is exactly 3 blue, black and red circles on top and 2 yellow and green circles on the bottom. However, the flag was raised upside down in a very irresponsible way. If the top doesn't turn, how can the bottom go through? The terrible opening ceremony was just the beginning of the domino chain of scandalous dominoes in the Paris Olympics. French prosecutors are investigating death threats against 3 Israeli athletes competing in the Games. On July 26, an email was sent to the 3 athletes with a physical threat. That same day, their personal information was illegally distributed on the social network Telegram. This is a non-sport issue, so we can somewhat sympathize. But the following events, the host organization cannot make any guarantees. On the second day of competition, they played the wrong national anthem for South Sudan and immediately apologized. The mistake came from the men's basketball team, where the South Sudanese team defeated Puerto Rico in their first Olympic appearance. The organizers played a different national anthem for nearly 20 seconds, before realizing it thanks to the boos from fans at the Pierre Mauroy Arena. Immediately after the match, South Sudan athlete Muni Omit said that the Fatsaikwoka organizers felt offended and was determined to win to gain respect. Not long before, in the semi-finals of the women's 100 meters breaststroke, when Argentine swimmer Macarena Ceballos stepped out to introduce herself, the panel behind her suddenly showed the Chinese flag instead of Argentina. Ceballos looked back and couldn't help but laugh. It should be noted that, at that time, there were no athletes of Chinese nationality. This is the second consecutive drama that has come to Argentina at this year's Olympics. The first incident made Xavier Mascherano exclaim, "This is the biggest circus the world has ever seen," while Lionel Messi from the United States had to gasp in disbelief. The Argentina Olympics, men's soccer, equalized 2 goals in the 16th minute of extra time with the Moroccan Olympics. But the match had to be stopped for nearly 2 hours because the organizers let the cheerleaders throw strange objects and storm the field. After returning, Argentina's goal was cancelled and the 2 teams played the remaining 3 minutes in a state of no spectators. Many opinions have begun to suggest that this could be a way for host France to retaliate against Argentina after Enzo Fernandez's racist incident. Compared to basketball and football, which are triathlons, the host country's organization continues to be upset. The first practice session of athletes in this sport was cancelled due to the Seine River being polluted by the Department of Justice. Since the beginning of July, the organizing committee has declared that the water of the Seine River is of guaranteed quality for training and competition. However, in recent days, heavy rain has caused pre-treated wastewater to flow directly into the river. In contrast to the sparkling images that the French always proudly show tourists about the Seine River, the truth is completely the opposite. Even in the most basic aspects of the Olympics, the three organizations have not done well. One of the most painful issues is ensuring food and accommodation for Vietnamese athletes. Many athletes have complained that they are not equipped with air conditioning and have to sleep on beds made of concrete. From the beginning, the French host had a policy of not installing air conditioning in the Olympic Village to ensure hygiene, environmental protection and electricity saving, but strangely, they allowed the delegations to set up their own or rent their own. In addition, athletes have also continuously complained because they are not provided with standard meals. These are photos shared by Chinese athletes on social networks, showing meager food rations that cannot provide enough meat and protein. They are so bad that many British athletes have refused to eat in the Olympic Village. The British Olympic delegation had to mobilize chefs from the UK and set up a base of operations about 15 minutes drive from the Olympic Village to provide food for the Vietnamese athletes. According to internal disclosures, 2 out of 3 of the 500 dishes served were vegetarian, such as beef stew in red wine, which was actually made from artificial meat. The Guardian reported that the organizers initially promised to serve all athletes Michelin-starred meals. However, the reality is completely different. There are about 40,000 meals to prepare each day in the Olympic Village, while the restaurant only has 3,000 seats. Athletes have to queue up to get food and not everyone can get it. It all creates a chaotic scene at every meal. In addition to the information exposed to the wind like daylight and discussed by the whole world, there are also many incidents that are hidden by the host. The truth surrounding the mass murder of Australian athletes in Paris is still causing many questions. And not to mention the complicated issues related to politics. For example, Russia only has 15 athletes participating. They are not allowed to compete in team events, have to participate in neutral ways, do not carry the national flag, do not sing the national anthem. The Paris Olympics have only been going on for a week, but they are constantly being marred by extremely controversial dramas. They will be remembered forever as stains on the organization of the French host. When placed next to the 2008 Beijing Olympics, everything is exactly the opposite. To improve in time for the upcoming competition days. When talking about the 2024 Paris Olympics, people can only call this one of the most forgettable Olympics in history.